If getting your child out the door feels like negotiating hostage release every single morning, you're not imagining it. The screen off for dinner battle, the meltdown leaving the grocery store, the Sunday night dread before the school week even starts, the 45-minute standoff over a pair of socks. Yes, transitions are the most common flashpoint for kids today, and they hit the hardest for kids with ADHD, anxiety, and sensory processing disorder. The harder that you try and manage their behavior, the more stuck everyone gets. Parents tell us all the time, I've tried every reward chart, every visual timer, every deep breath, nothing sticks. And here's what most parenting advice misses. Smoother transitions really aren't a behavior problem. They're a nervous system issue. And once you understand what's actually happening in your child's brain and their body during a change, everything shifts, including what kind of help actually moves the needle. Now, this video is for parents whose child melts down at every change, whether it's leaving the park, turning off the iPad, starting the school week. If you've tried every reward chart, countdown, and consequence, and your child's still falling apart between activities, this video is for you. We see this every single week in our office. A parent walks in exhausted, describing the same scene over and over. Mornings end in tears. Transitions at school require teacher intervention. Pickup is chaos. And bedtime's a 2-hour standoff. The child's often been labeled already with ADHD, anxiety, or sensory processing disorder. The family's tried other therapies, parenting books, accommodations at school, and every transition tool that the internet recommends. Some help a little, none really get to the root. And the parent says some version of, I feel like I'm failing, but you're not. You're navigating a child whose nervous system can't downshift, and no amount of better parenting can change that on its own. The numbers back up why these struggles cluster together. A 2022 national survey found anxiety was among the most common co-occurring conditions with ADHD, affecting roughly 4 in 10. That overlap isn't a coincidence. These conditions share a same neurological root. And until you address that root, you're chasing symptoms in a system that simply doesn't have the capacity to settle. Transitions demand a lot from a developing brain. Transitions ask a brain to disengage, to hold the next step in mind, and to shift gears at once. Researchers call this skill set shifting, moving attention from one task to another. This runs on executive function in the prefrontal cortex, which keeps maturing into the mid-20s. For kids with ADHD, anxiety, or sensory challenges, these circuits develop differently. The harder the brain is already working, the more taxing every switch becomes. A small request like put your shoes on can land into a much bigger one. A stressed nervous system also can't downshift. The autonomic nervous system works like a car with a gas pedal and a brake pedal. The sympathetic fight or flight branch is the gas. It's the activation, alertness, being in go, go, go. The parasympathetic rest and digest branch is the brake, calm, regulation, ability to adapt. And many kids today live with a stuck gas pedal and a weak brake, driven by an underactive vagus nerve. This imbalance is called dysautonomia, and it keeps the body in a low-grade alarm. Ordinary change registers as threat and meltdowns follow. ADHD, anxiety, and sensory struggles all share the same root cause. The diagnosis on the chart may differ, but the underlying neurological pattern looks the same. All three involve sympathetic dominance and a reduced capacity for flexible, regulated brain states. A child with ADHD finds it almost physically painful to walk away from a preferred activity. A child with anxiety is flooded with worry before the change even arrives. And a child with SPD is already overworking to process sound, light, and touch. This is why behavior charts fall flat. You can't discipline a nervous system into regulating. The perfect storm behind nervous system dysregulation is a stack of early stressors that actually overwhelm a developing nervous system. It often starts with prenatal stress. Cortisol crosses the placenta in prime sensitivities. Then birth trauma, C-section, forceps, vacuum extraction, induction, stalled labor, strain the upper neck. Then early years pile on antibiotics, ear infections, falls, screens, overstimulating world. Now each stressor alone might be no big deal, but stacked together, they leave the system stuck on the gas. The result is subluxation, neurological interference, and the stress response that keeps locked on. So what actually helps at home and beyond? Number one, give previews and countdowns so the brain has time to prepare instead of getting blindsided. Build predictable routines for your kids. The same sequence each morning turns into transitions, and it turns that into habits. Number three, add movement. Just jumping jacks help discharge stress energy. 4, protect sleep. When the brain recharges, it's regulating capacity. Number 5, stay regulated yourself. Kids co-regulate with the adults around them. And when home strategies aren't enough, that's the signal that the nervous system needs more support. If your child keeps melting down through every transition, no matter what you try, it's not a parenting failure. It's not a discipline problem. It's not something that they're going to grow out of on their own. It's a sign that their nervous system needs more support at home than just strategies alone. At Blossom Family Chiropractic in St. Pete, our doctors use advanced neurological insight scans, heart rate variability, surface EMG, and thermal scanning to see exactly where the nervous system is stuck and what's driving the dysregulation. From there, gentle, specifically adjustments help restore balance, ease the gas pedal, bring the brake pedal back online. And as that happens, parents tell us that these daily flashpoints soften. Easier mornings, fewer meltdowns at pickup, smoother bedtimes, more flexibility when plans change. Your child doesn't need more labels, they need answers. Click the link in our bio, send us a DM, or visit blossomfamilychiropractic.com to schedule your appointment.